Brandon, how you doing, my man? Good to see you.
All right.
Yes. Relatives of Sports Out 180 Part 2. I don't have no intro music right now because my tablet died. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So thank y'all for watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify. Thank you to all the patrons. Appreciate everybody. Daren, thank you for your message you put on in your show, man. And everybody else's thoughts and prayers for my family situation. Thank you so much. Love and faith for my commanders. Love for what I say, Brandon? Five-time NBA 2K cover boy, Kobe Bean Bryant, baby. You know what I mean? And all the love right there from my mama. Yeah, you like that, huh, Daren?
I do. I like that.
I'm still rocking you a little bit, baby. I'm rocking you a little bit. Because on Relatives of Sports Talk, we talk about sports all the way in California where he's at. From the local, the Hall of Famers to the local talent to the
big time storylines.
And the big time storylines right now, the NBA is nuts. Every time I think it has slowed down a little bit, it keeps on getting crazy. Of course, Damian Lillard is turning into Aaron Rodgers and all this craziness going on. I only want to do that. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. Lillard wants to be in Miami. I don't know how this is going to happen unless it's a 3-team deal or whatever's going on. But we're going to go through some of the teams and see how they fare with their pickups, people they lost, and then comparing them to the champions of both conferences. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Because we got Brandon the GOAT right there from Relatives of Sports Talk. And then we got my man Daren right there from Fatboyfadeaway on the Variety Sports Network. And he is co-host, actually, Mr. Tyler McGirt will be joining me next week. He's coming back, baby. He's coming back. The TNT will be back next week, Mr. Tyler. We appreciate you, baby. You know he's gonna wait for you, dog. He's gonna wait for you.
Yeah.
Because you pissed on my show live. Anyway. So let's start with the first team. The team that came up a little short, that's basically mortgaging all their players right now in hopes of getting Damian Lillard. I mean, they lost Strus, is that how you pronounce it, to the Cavs. Gabe Vincent to our boys.
Free agents, yeah.
Depot, which I think is still a sneaky guy off the bench, and whoever else they're going to lose to get Dame. Brandon, do you think Dame is going to be the answer after losing all those players? You know,
undrafted guys.
There you go.
All those players are a bunch of undrafted guys that did what come finals? Nothing.
We
carried him. Bam did his thing. Yeah, Dame in Miami, they'd be right back in the finals.
You think they'd be right back in the finals just getting Dame?
So Dame's never had a coach there. That's the best coach in basketball, in my opinion. Jimmy, Dame.
Well, since we can't hear Brandon all the time, Mr. Daren, I'd like to hear what the hell you have to say. What do you think about the
I kind of agree with you saying. I think Dame would obviously you're adding a Hall of Famer. Obviously, it's adding a top 75 player. You're going to be better for it. I do wonder how the Jimmy element changes things, right? Like, not saying he's not the main man anymore, right? So you do have to play your role a little bit differently. That doesn't mean you can't. He hasn't done it in a while for that team. He's kind of been the man. Me and you talked about last time would his number be possibly raised in the rafters and they won. So if that's the conversation we're talking, that means he's going to have to, they have to adjust. They have to get used to each other. I think it makes them right up there with Boston and Milwaukee, right? I mean, that's where they put them in that conversation because this year, like, if you just look at all the stats, I mean, it's not like they got lucky, but it's just you can't depend on that to happen again. So, like, getting Lillard puts them in that conversation. So I got to think, like, if they can pull it off, they can. But there's a part of me that doesn't want the Blazers just to, like, yay, we got Tyler Hero back. Like, I hope they don't do it for nothing.
They got too many people like him already on the team.
Exactly.
I'm gonna agree. I'm looking at it like this: if Dame goes there, Dame's the alpha. Sorry, Dame is a superstar. Jimmy Butler's not. Jimmy Butler.
You think Jimmy accepts that?
Jimmy Butler cannot be a 1 on a championship team. I'm sorry.
You don't have to do it all anymore.
But on Brandon's side, Jimmy Butler, I think, will welcome him coming because he knows at this point of his career that I don't have to be that one. I could be that 1A, 1B, probably 1C or D compared to Dave.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I think he would welcome that because he knows he's going to need that because Bam would never be a 2 on a championship team. My only problem is I feel like they've let too many people go already. And you're going to get crumbs. It's going to be like the Suns trying to find people on your bench, which we'll get to later on. Are you going to be able to get enough? Because we look at these other teams as we get to, and they're going to be a little bit deeper. And you know what I mean? When the playoffs come, I don't care how great your coach is, and I don't care how lucky your organization was with getting undrafted players. How often is that going to happen? Like you said, Denver, we saw how Denver luckily made it. No offense to you, Nico, Bryant, no problem. No offense to you, but we know that chips fell where they went to for them to win. We're not stupid. We know what's going on. All right, so let's get to the team that lost in Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtics, who always seem like they get this close. Always get this close. All right, Darren, so they lose Grant Williams, which I think is a very underrated player. He didn't get much playing time. But you lose Marcus Smart, your heart and soul of the team. I'll be the first one to tell you I think that he lost a little bit, but it's kind of like a Draymond for your team. He just gives you that extra, and he's going to get the extra out of everybody else to bring in Porzingis, who skill set wise and maybe position wise, he might fit, but he's not going to give you what Marcus Smart did. You might sign Jaylen Brown, probably so, to get that super max. They don't want to dangle him out for Dame because Dame don't want to go there, but they would do it. They would do it, and I think that would be the only way Boston could do it. What do you think about the signings they've had there?
You know, it's interesting with the Celtics. I'm being completely real. It's like I think Smart had kind of run its course though with Boston. I'm looking at it like it did feel like when you were watching them, like teams were leaving him. You know, you get my point. Like there was a strategy,
kind of like Draymond Green,
a little bit. You know what I mean? But this year, I mean, to Smart, he's a little smaller than Draymond, of course. He doesn't have the passing ability and the other elements, and he lost a little step defensively this year. And because he was, I mean, obviously he was a defensive player this year, but he wasn't quite the same. I think it's a good move for him personally. Smart going to Memphis. I think
we'll get to that. Don't steal my.
No, I'm just saying. I think that remotivates him a little bit. But then from Boston's standpoint, I'm not the biggest Porzingis guy. I'm not all in on him. I actually kind of like the guy that's coming back from injury, Gallinari, that they signed the year before. I kind of like the combination of him maybe with the Porzingis. It's not that I love Porzingis. I just kind of like that adding together a little bit. And losing Grant Williams, you said he's a solid player, but like him and the coach did not get along at all. And like, you know what I mean? Even with the other guy, he was just a little too cocky for me for how good he actually was. That was my problem with Williams a little bit.
Brandon, did Grant Williams what's the player for Memphis that was all over LeBron's face and whatever? And they just say, get the hell away from here. Did Grant Williams get that same treatment because Boston was right there, ready to win, and then he got up in Jimmy Butler's face, and Jimmy Butler was on his head like that, and then they lost a game that they should have won. Was that the same kind of treatment? Because I never saw this coming. And do you think that the moves they made was good, or they took a step back?
Treatment. To answer the first question. Porzingis is healthy. It's a really good move. Losing Smart, though.
You keep cutting in and out, man. You keep cutting in and out.
Leader now without Smart.
Say it again. We can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
Now I can. Nope. Nope. I think the Celtics knew that losing Smart was going to hurt them because remember they tried to get rid of the dude that they got to be the sixth man of the year, Brogdon. Remember we even talked about. I think it was on your show, Darren, or something.
Yeah,
and that we were like Brogdon got traded for him, and then you know it's going to
losing Smart hurts, man. Losing Smart hurts. That's your leader. That's your leader. You don't have a leader right now.
Yeah, you sound good now, Brandon. That's good. Keep doing what you're doing. The Bucks are one of those teams that injury bug first round. Luckily, I mean, it's one of them things that just happened, like you talked about, Darren, with Miami. But they
Jimmy went off on it, yeah.
They replayed it back. Then they got all the significant pieces back. But is that going to be enough? Because we look at it, there's some guys out there like Eric Gordon who can still shoot and do lights out. PJ Washington, who I think would fit another team, that Brandon's favorite player. I think he would be dope over there. And then we forget about people like Kemba Walker, John Wall. I know they're older, but they have a skill.
Where is Kemba Walker?
They have a skill set that can fit at the minimum range. What do you think about the Bucks? Are they ready to contend with what they have, or do they need to get another piece?
I mean, I was thinking about this today, actually. I was like, I think Giannis, like, it's not that people are sleeping on him, but when your guy doesn't win the championship time, sometimes you kind of forgotten about a little bit, and then you have a little remotivation. I mean, Giannis is a freak of nature. I mean, he's literally as skilled as anybody we've seen. Hopefully, now getting a coach in there that might hold him more accountable and say, hey, you know what? 17-foot jump shot's a dumb shot. Get your head in the something like that, where he can say that to him, and then he'll get his ass in the paint and start taking. I just think Giannis is one of the best players in the game, right up there with Jokic. So how can he not be? How can the Bucks not be in the conversation? They had a lot of injuries last year. He got hurt, obviously, in the first round with the Heat won. So that could be a whole different series if he's healthy. I like the Bucks kind of even more a little bit next year because of some of that factor.
Yo, that's a good point. You made some good points I didn't even think about with the coach and holding him accountable. That's some good points, Daren. That's why Fatboyfadeaway is on the show, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Agree with that?
Taking jump shots from 20 feet away with your 7-foot feet. And you suck at them.
Porzingis does. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I agree. I like the Bucks too. They'll be right there. Giannis is too good.
Giannis is too good. Here's my question with Giannis, and I love Giannis, and I guess it's something about me that has to just keep eating crow about the Joker. I remember the Joker being a fat boy that didn't even start, that worked on his game, kept working on his game. Yeah. This is my problem with LeBron. I feel like you can't. You are special. Like at this point in your career, you should be banging jumpers. You should be able to do turnaround jumpers banging. You should have worked on his banging. Yeah. Giannis still is at that point where you shoot a three. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. You go to the free throw line. Thank you. Yeah. I don't feel confident in you doing those things. Why haven't you worked on these things? Yeah, you're an NBA champion in a small market team, but why haven't you tried to excel? And maybe, Daren, to your point, the coach will hold him to it, and we'll see a super duper Giannis. Or maybe what I'm scared of is he's going to say, hey, I did what I could for this small market team. I need to get bright lights of somewhere else and whatever. So that's what I fear, because the whole Giannis and the Buck story is good. I like it.
No doubt.
We went to a team that Daren thought was going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and now I can give it to him because I was scared to fucking death. They were going to win the 76ers. The 76ers, I remember I made fun of him when he said that shit, and I almost ate that again. No. But the 76ers, they got Nick Nurse in there, who's obviously won a championship. We don't know what's going to happen with Harden. He obviously, I don't know if that bridge is burned or not, but what do you really do if he goes? You can't trade him for nothing because he's an asset that you can't really get positive things for. What if you're the Philadelphia 76ers? What are you going to do, Daren?
In some way, I think the Sixers would be better by subtraction here in the case where if they lose Harden. Like, I just think like it simplifies what you're doing a little bit. Maxey kind of gets to do his thing a little bit more. You're kind of letting your role pieces fill in, like your Harris is a little bit more. Who's good? He's going to get 15 points. You know what he's going to do. But I'm just saying you get these guys that kind of fit in a little bit more. To me, it kind of gives Maxey that extra kind of gear to get a little bit better at his age. I'm just not a big Harden guy. I've never been.
No, nobody is.
So, I respect his game. I remember when the Warriors played him in 2015, and he gave them everything they wanted. Like when he had Dwight Howard, he tried his best there with that team, but it's just not my style of basketball to watch. And to win that way, it takes a lot of pressure because it's just like the defense eventually, the good teams know how to defend you. Because
so what are they going to do, Daren? What are they going to do?
Oh, I think what they're going to do is they're going to trade Harden.
But who's going to take him though? Because
they got to trade him right at this point. Like they can't.
What are you going to get back for him?
Yeah, you're not getting much for him.
Is Lillard getting him traded? That's the place I still always
that
think
would be the perfect fit. That would be the perfect fit. But Lillard already said, I'm not going nowhere else.
Yeah.
Lillard might say that now. He doesn't have a no trade clause.
He means
no, but would you take a chance on him like that?
said
I
you get
would.
an unhappy player if you trade for him, and that's not Miami. So
He's playing with Embiid, the MVP. How unhappy is he going to be? I mean, I would
I'm
just trade
with
for
you.
him and
I'd
say,
rather be with no state tax where I know I can got a chance to go to the finals with a good head coach.
But
I mean,
but to your point, Darren,
the state
Portland's already
taxes.
said they're going to do the best deal, and the best deal is not going to come from Miami. We already know that.
No,
But Philadelphia, what are they going to give him? They're going to give him Maxey,
But it's
they're gonna give him
Harden.
Tobias Harris,
But-
and Hart. I mean, what are they going to do? And then what?
And
Now you're stuck in the same role. You lose Maxey.
Yeah.
You lose your starting point guard. You lose Tobias Harris with his contract that'll end. You know, people love those contracts that's going to end right there. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's a three-way trade out there somewhere. If you want to get
it's
something,
gonna be very interesting between those two players, what they do and who they accept and what's going on. Big time things, not like my team who did great for you. We'll get to that.
Do you think so? Because I beg the difference, sir.
Dude, we are and I hate to say it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the Western Conference then. Let's get to the Western Conference because I think the Eastern Conference. No, before we get to the Eastern Conference, I want both of y'all think about it real quick. What could be, now that we've seen some chips fall, what could be an Eastern Conference surprise team by the moves that have been made or with a move that could happen that could surprise the players? Because I got one team that ain't nobody talking about. Go ahead,
That
Brandon.
can surprise the what in the East?
That could just surprise anybody because we already know about those 4 teams at the top. Those 4 teams at the top of whatever, what it is.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and go Charlotte.
Charlotte, Paul. Look, Darren's already laughing at him.
I like his
Because I can't say the Knicks.
He's an Alabama guy. Brandon
No.
Miller
I don't like Alabama basketball. I just watch. No. All seriousness, I do like. I like the Knicks. Obviously, you know I'm a Knicks guy.
Next thing, yeah.
I mean, I respect it. I love the Melo Ball's game, but they're not ready.
I think Melo's good. No, they're not ready, but I don't see any of the bottom teams being ready.
I'm gonna give you a team, and you gonna go crazy. Go ahead, Darren. Who's your squad?
I kind of think a sneaky team could be the Pacers. I kind
Who?
of like the Pacers, the Indiana Pacers. I kind of like them to be with some of the moves they like. I like them.
They overpaid for Bruce Brown. I'm gonna tell you that. Yeah.
They did play for overpay with them, but I do like the Halliburton thing. I like Turner in there. I like the guy they got from Arizona last year that averaged 16 points a game as a rookie. I like him a lot. And how about Jordan Poole and the Wizards? Could they surprise? Could Jordan Poole and the Wizards surprise out
Hey,
there?
Jordan Poole's my guy, but no, they're still the Wizards.
Hey, I don't know. I'm surprised. The Pacers were the 11th team. They barely missed out on the playoffs. There you go. That's why. There's my reason right there.
That's right. Almost everybody makes it in the NBA. I forgot about that.
Exactly. All right, who you got? You got the Pistons, Terrell?
All right, so
No, Terrell's got the
Bulls.
Bulls.
Detroit basketball.
He does have the
You
Pistons.
got Kate Cunningham. Look, you got Kate
I
Cunningham.
was right. Yeah.
Kate Cunningham, Jaden Ivey. You got Joe Harris from the Nets who can bang threes. You got Marvin Bagley. You got Wiseman that was on your squad that you wish you still had probably. And then you got the rookie, the twin Thompson boy, the rookie that they just drafted. The Twins, they're banging. You got Jalen Duran, and then you got Bogdanović. I'm telling you, this team is young and exciting. And who's their coach?
No, I don't know. It's the Pistons. I don't know.
Who's their coach? He coached the Suns last year.
No.
All I'm saying is, like you said, every team makes the playoffs. This team right here, I mean, anybody can say the Cavs, the Knicks. That shit's
yeah, but they're
young team
the
right here.
Pacers.
The Pacers, they want to trade Miles Turner. They've been trying to trade Miles
They're
Turner
not traded for 5 years.
and Buddy Hield to us for like 18 years, yo. For like 18 years, we've been trying to get Buddy.
I like your Pistons pick.
The Pistons is my pick. We'll see how that comes out.
Usually in the NBA though, Terrell, it's hard for young teams to win. I will say that. That is
I don't know.
The one.
I saw in the Western Conference 2 young teams get the 2 and the 3 seed. I don't know.
Who?
The Kings and the Grizzlies.
Well, the Kings got eliminated in the first round.
No, you said
they pushed y'all to the limit.
They were number 2 and number 3. We'll get to them later on. All right, Brandon. We're coming to your boy Luka, your favorite player in the league. Kyrie, another guy that you love. They're both together. We don't know how that's going to work out. Darren dogs them. He does not think this is going to work out at all. but they did get Grant
Well.
Williams. You know, they got Grant Williams, and
They got some. Yeah, I mean,
who else? They got Seth
they
Curry.
got somebody.
They got Seth Curry. The biggest thing I think they need is PJ Washington to go to them to help them.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Mavericks? Because 2 years ago they were in the West Conference Finals.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what they're doing? You think Kyrie going there was good for Luka?
I mean, I don't think it helps or hurts Luka. It does give him another legit scorer because they didn't have one. I think it'll work, man. It'll work.
I think so too. What do you think, Darren? Go ahead and give it to him. Give it to him, Darren.
Don't hate on Kyrie. I don't know why everybody loves to hate Kyrie.
He hates on
because he's
Luka.
Great.
Go ahead, Darren. Give it to him.
Oh, don't hate. You can't hate Luka.
Darren, give it to him.
No, I know. I'm not
Give
going
it
to
to
sit
him,
here and
Darren.
hate on
It's
Luka.
raw.
What I'm saying is I just don't like. I don't trust somebody that's not always available. That's like my biggest. Like even if I'm not working my job, I need you to know. I need to know you're going to be freaking there.
Who's not
And
available?
Kyrie Irving misses games all the time.
That was because he
Celtics
was getting
out.
jab.
Cavs
Now
out. He misses a lot of games for whatever the reasons. I don't care about any of that. I just know he's not available for the games. And there's always a situation that arises with his team. From a basketball standpoint, we're strictly talking on the court how their skill sets can work. Okay. I think that obviously it's going to be more your turn, my turn, which to me it can work, but I don't trust the other pieces in Dallas enough to make me feel confident to really like trust. I mean, can they make
they're
the
missing
playoffs?
some
Sure, they
inside
should
game.
make the playoffs, but
Grant
I'm just
Williams,
not a big
if they
fan.
get PJ Washington.
I'm not
They're
a big
missing some-
Grant Williams. I mean, like
PJ Washington.
I would have kept Christian Wood, whatever.
Didn't he sign back with them? He didn't.
I think that maybe he
I thought he did. I thought he did. But let's get to another
It's just going to be one of them dribbling the ball and the rest of them, everybody else standing at the 3-point line. That's all it's going to be.
Well, California, where my man Darren is, let's talk about the little brothers, the Clippers. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They re-signed Westbrook. PG-13, I have much respect for him. He should have been a Laker many years ago. He would have won.
Another dude that was never available.
And Kawhi Leonard, who was O.J. Simpson in his Bronco, driving around, everybody's following him, ain't living up to nothing with his load management. Okay, Darren? Are they gonna do anything to get relevant? Because I don't care what people say that, they battled the Suns. Oh, we saw what happened with the Suns. What do you think about the Clippers? They haven't done nothing.
Well, they were weren't they like in that Harden sweepstakes
They're
that we were
still
talking
in
about?
that.
Yeah, so like
Westbrook
good,
and
please
Harden.
take him.
Can you imagine Westbrook and Harden in the backcourt?
Even if they get Harden, I mean, I love Leonard. I mean, Leonard is a beast, but again, not ever available. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Ever available. Nobody misses more time than that person. So I think with the Clippers, how can you ever trust them? Brandon even said about Paul George and all that. It's the Clippers. It's the Clippers. They've never made a Western Conference final.
It's the Clippers.
It's like, you know what I mean? It really is.
Here's my question. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
No, that's all I had.
Here's something I thought about. Because I like I said, I'm a Tatum fan, but I'm starting to worry about him. What if they made a trade like this? Jaylen Brown for Paul George. What would you think about that, Brandon?
Listen, I love Paul George and he's great, but he's got after the knee injuries.
Dude,
I don't think
he was up for MVP 2 years ago.
I know, but he's got terrible luck at the worst time. Just gets injured, and I don't give someone away that young for Paul George at the tail end.
I mean, Golden State gave away young ass Jordan Poole after he got this big contract.
They gave him that contract. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they just wanted to get rid of that contract.
They did want to because Draymond Green might punch him in the face again.
Yeah, he might punch the new guy in the face too. But I would take. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of Brown for
because you're giving him super max money. You're giving him super max money. It's the only thing I worry about. And I think they would trade him for Dame, Paul George, any of these big name guys because they would offset.
Well, they tried to trade him to the Knicks, but the Knicks wouldn't extend him. Didn't want to give him an extension. So.
For who? Please don't say Julius fucking Randle because he's horrible.
No, he's not horrible. But no, he wasn't involved. There was a bunch of nobodies and some picks. But they don't want to give him a big extension, and I don't blame him.
All right, let's get to the Dubs, Darren. Your Dubs. Y'all kept Draymond. We knew that was going to happen when you got rid of Poole. Is your team going to be enough, though? Is your team going to be enough? Because I look at the roster and I'm like, it's the same squad. You couldn't even beat the old-ass Lakers. I mean, and you almost lost to the young-ass Kings that you say young teams can't do that. They almost beat y'all.
Are they officially?
We were on your show. Brandon, it had me at 7 o'clock in the damn morning. I'm out here wiping my eyes, like, trying to talk about the game and shit at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the Kings almost won. Daren, Draymond is Draymond. You got Chris Paul, who says he's a starter. How the
Which
hell
automatically disqualifies you from a championship.
Tell me something, Daren.
All right. First of all, the Kings are young, but they're not Pistons young. There's a lot of big difference there, sir. Fox has been in the league like 6 years. All right, but anyway, with the Warriors, we did the emergency pod after. I don't like the Paul trade. I don't like it. I'd rather have Poole than Paul.
That's because you love Poole. Where's Tyler at?
It's not that I love
Michigan
Poole.
guy, man.
To me, it's not. It's it's a trade that shows me they're not at the championship level they once were. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a move where I'm like, that's
the run's over.
It doesn't mean it's over. It just means, like, for this year, when people are like, oh, it makes them better. But to me, the best case scenario is Paul makes like Kuminga better or Moody better. But that doesn't
win you a
championship when Looney's Kuminga's the biggest wild card.
You need Kuminga to become that guy.
Exactly. Because if they don't become that guy, Paul's 39. I mean, what are we asking? What are we talking about here? This isn't like LeBron James. So I can't sit here as a Warriors fan and go, yes, this takes us over the top. We got a 6'2" point guard.
Daren,
that's never healthy.
Daren, if Chris Paul came out and said, yo, I don't have a problem coming off the bench in the second unit with Kuminga, whatever, that might change your thought process, right?
Well, he's going to have to come off the bench.
If he says he wants to start, it's a terrible trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
start.
There's no way he could. No, he does.
You're a Hall of Famer. You're going to tell a Hall.
It doesn't matter.
You saw Carmelo Anthony didn't want to come off the bench. We talking about Chris Paul.
But I would say Melo is probably a better player. Who's he going to start over?
No, he's not starting over anybody.
Did you say Carmelo's better than Chris Paul?
Carmelo's he's a great scorer.
Yo, he said Carmelo's better than Chris Paul. Really?
He's been closer to winning. He's got 3
Olympics.
He's got a college championship. He's won something. Chris Paul hasn't won anything.
The point guard, Chris Paul, State Farm.
The point guard.
He's not starting
for
the Warriors.
He can't get to a finals. He's not a starter for the Warriors.
He got to the finals.
When?
How are we going to play
Phoenix?
defense?
He got to the finals.
Did he play in the finals?
He was the starter.
Did he play? Or did he get
played.
Hurt? Oh man!
Oh, did they win a game?
They lost in the finals. Carmelo ain't made it to no finals.
Did he show up?
Did Carmelo show up?
Did Chris Paul?
He cheated on Layla.
Chris Paul.
They never heard of Carmelo no more and shit.
Chris Paul cannot start for the Warriors, dude. He can't. It's a problem.
You said Carmelo.
No, I said
Chris Paul.
I said he can't start on that team. He's not expected to start.
Look, don't try to deflect. You said Carmelo is better than Chris Paul. I'm gonna rewind it to make it real.
He's a better scorer, all time. He is. That's a fact. And that's what I said. He's a better scorer. Will be out there available.
There, but rewind and say, baby. See, I gotta fuck with Brandon when I get Brandon. I gotta get him because he knows the shit. I gotta get him when I get him, yo. I gotta get him when I get him. So speaking about getting him, my lake show got everybody. We re-signed everybody we needed to. I'm happy with it. I would have kind of rather got rid of D'Angelo Russell, and got some other assets like that, maybe a swing guy. Shit, I would have took PJ Watt. I keep saying PJ Washington, but I think he would have fit better with.
We need Bobo, goddammit. We need Bobo.
That's what I want the Warriors to get.
I said Bobo. I'm sure I already had him there, but like
Phoenix
PJ Washington inside, because what inside guys we got?
Nobody. What bench do we got? I think our free agency sucked. I'm gonna tell you.
We got guards everywhere. Tell me why it sucked, Brandon.
Torian Prince. Wow.
Yo, he's a swing wide. He can shoot the. LeBron's teams, they built threes around guys that can shoot the threes around him. Everywhere he's gone,
He gets guys he can throw under the bus and blame at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, we know that, but
The best move we made was signing Reeves to as cheap as we got Reeves back.
Yeah,
it's the best move we did, and we blew the draft. Cam Whitmore right there.
I'm with you.
Jalen Hood, Shiano, who's trash, was trash at Indiana because I watched him, and he's trash in the summer league right here.
He was hyped
Cam
because
Whitmore.
of the black teams that he played in the Big Ten. You're exactly right, dude. You're exactly right.
And they blew that draft.
But I like getting Rui. And like you said, Reeves,
I
cheaper.
I think Jackson Hayes is underrated.
I like that.
He could do something.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like the Lakers actually did okay. Like I said, I would have traded D'Lo to get a bigger player like PJ. I keep saying, but somebody like that, you know what I'm saying? A physical person that can score.
I'm not big on Gabe Vincent like everybody is. Like
he can shoot threes. It's all about the 3-point shot. That's what it is with LeBron. LeBron's a GM, executive, vice president.
What do we give him?
He got sports, being everybody's agent and everything. You know how it is. Go ahead, Daren.
It's interesting. The Lakers. A lot of people said they did good this offseason, right? Because they
said they were number one.
Yeah, they got the shooters. They like you said, they were the second best team technically in the West last year, if you consider the playoffs, right? That's where they finished. And to me, it always comes down with Anthony Davis again with them because like LeBron's again a year older, right? Like you guys talked about Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, none of those guys screamed to me Western Conference Finals or anything like that. No. So it comes down to the big two again, right? Basically, you mentioned D'Angelo Russell. Like to me, he's just the most frustrating player to be have on your team.
Rid of the guard. We got tons of guards.
But I do like D'Lo. I like
he can get hot.
We got guards. It's cheaper.
Get hot. Yeah, he can get hot. He has his moments, but like, I don't know. Like if I were you guys, I'm not like NBA. You know, it's just like he's not.
You'd rather have Jordan Poole, right?
Definitely, way more.
But he was cheap for us to keep, and Schroeder got a ridiculous amount of money. So
yeah,
we had to keep somebody.
Schroeder was good for you guys for a little bit.
Yeah, but not the money he got good.
No, for sure. I mean, you guys, I thought you did okay. You guys are going to be right there. It just comes down to the big two.
We got Cam Reddish too.
I like Cam Reddish. I do like him as a defensive player.
We built up our bench. We
need another
take the minutes off of LeBron and AD. I think that's what the whole scenario is about. Taking minutes away from them.
Taking minutes off himself.
For sure.
I hope that's what it was. So go ahead, Nico. We're going to talk about the Denver champion Nuggets. They lost Jeff Green from Georgetown Hoyas. They lost Bruce Brown to the Pacers. Daren's team, the Pacers. Yeah.
Bruce Brown was very important to them.
But they kept Reggie Jackson, who I think can do certain things. And that Braun boy from Kansas, he's got a little something to him. I think they're okay. What do you feel about Denver, Daren? Do you think Denver is still the top team in the West?
Absolutely. They have the best player in the world, right? That's the one thing with him. We talked about that last time with it. Right now in the game, right? He's the best player. You have Gordon and Murray, who, just play off of Jokic so well.
Yeah, Murray's great.
But it's about the system, though, right? It's about how great the organization and the GM is.
It is. And that's what I'm saying.
Injury-prone guys, Porter Jr., Murray, get hurt. That system changes, right?
Absolutely. I'm just saying when they're all together with Jokic, it's a good fit.
But they can win without Porter, but not Murray.
They ain't won shit without Porter.
Porter's just not that good to me.
My favorite part of Brad leaving is thinking about Malone at the speech saying when he was taken out of his mind saying, "This effing guy, he's not effing going anywhere." Well, he went otherwhere. I like Denver still. I do like them. Bruce Brown, he had a hell of a playoff run with him, but we've seen that with other teams that win NBA finals and they lose these guys. So I'm not overly concerned about it.
But they didn't add anything either.
I'm not sold though, dude. I
mean the hunger might not be there.
I just don't. I don't know, man.
I think the way you talk about Denver is what's going to motivate them next year. I think they know.
Because Denver Nuggets are listening to Relative Sports Talk to hear what Terrell says about them. If that's the case,
absolutely,
your ass on the show.
Absolutely, but I'm saying
other people. I got you.
You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying that hate is, I think, what people are going to. I think that's going to be the perspective going the season. Denver's not going to do this again. I mean, it's Denver, right? You know what I mean? So I would think as
they
a human
could,
being that would motivate you.
Darren, let me ask you one quick question. If
Yeah.
you guys would have beat the Lakers, right, to play Denver in the Western Conference Finals,
Yeah.
do you think y'all could have beat them?
No, not this year. No chance.
They'd have won a game.
Last year, I'm talking about last year.
Well, yeah, no chance in hell we would have beat them. I mean, we beat
You
them
don't think you
year
would have?
before. No way. We were not. There's no way we would have beat them this year. Our team was not.
I think you had a better.
I think you would have had a better shot. Honestly,
I do too.
I think we would have had a better shot because Green has it.
And you got shooters.
You got shooters. Yes, Brandon. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and Green guards Joker better than anybody else in the league, whatever that means to you. But
Dwight Howard dogged him. I'll take Dwight Howard back right now.
Yeah,
he said he's better than Joker and anything else.
Dwight Howard.
Anyway, real quick, we got 3 minutes left. Real quick. So, like we did in the East, who's your team? What's going on that can come out here and do something, yo, and break up this Denver dynasty? Kind of, not dynasty. That'll never happen.
That can break it up. Oh,
well, they can just contend. They can contend because we talk about the Lakers, we talk about the Warriors, we talk about Denver. It's like basically them three teams, really.
Can I go? The teams that jump out at me are like it's the Spurs because I got the main guy there, like at the top.
Oh yeah, he looked tremendous tonight, didn't he?
I'm not saying he looked tremendous. I'm just saying like
he looked frail.
And then I would say, but I'm just saying that's another team I would think. And then, but for me, the other team would be maybe Houston. I mean, they went out a lot this offseason. They got Van Vliet. They went out and got Brooks. I'm not a huge believer. I talked about in the podcast. Those aren't the sexiest signings, but you're telling me to take a team in the West that didn't make it. I'm not taking Dallas.
I didn't say didn't make it. I said somebody with the free agency improving to do whatever they needed to do.
All right. Well, I mean, the teams that did the most, then I guess I would take out of it. I think Memphis made the best.
There you go, Darren. There you go. Why is that?
I mean, it was the 2 seed though. So
I mean, that's why I thought you.
But why?
Smart. I think.
Why could they be the 1 seed?
I think because I like the smart addition. Kind of gives them that Tony Allen aspect that they had before. They're very similar. It's funny that they both went to Oklahoma State, then went to Boston, then went to Memphis. It's kind of funny their careers worked out.
Are they gonna have a distraction issue?
No,
I don't know.
You got Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart in that locker room.
Ja
Morant can't learn from both of them because Derrick Rose would be like, "Hey, I was you. One little injury happened. Now look, that could be you." And then Marcus Smart ain't gonna play none of that shit.
Does Ja Morant say that?
Pissed off that the Celtics traded him, and he's gonna come in hungry. And they got their bigs healthy now. Their bigs are healthy. Yo, the Grizzlies.
I like.
Oh, the Grizzlies. Go ahead, Brandon. You got a minute left, Brandon. Go ahead.
I like OKC and I like the Pelicans.
Okay. And the Pelicans. Why? I agree.
Right there last year. I don't know if they're going to keep Zion, but if they can get anything from him, more for him, I think they'll be a lot better.
If he can stop making babies and make a bucket, maybe they can win.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He needs to play, but I like OKC.
I agree, man. OKC is one of them teams like the Pistons that I think are young and coming, baby. Young and coming. Brothers and Sports Talk, episode 180, part 2. I'm cheap today, no producer, so we had to cut it short, 40 minutes. Fatboyfadeaway, Daren, where can we find you real quick?
At Fatboyfadeaway, Twitter, Sunday mornings. Look for us there. Do 7th inning stretch Thursday nights. Thanks for having me on, my man. Brandon, good seeing you again.
Yeah, at Variety Sports Network, they got tons of shows. We got the GOAT, Brandon Hansbrough, right there. Can't wait to have y'all back on for some fantasy football talk. Hey, thank y'all for your time, fellas. Appreciate it. All right. Big time storylines.
Watching these Lakers beat the Warriors now. Summer League.
Steph Curry for my man Daren right there.